Say, bruh, this Ben Simmons situation is getting more and more interesting. Before we get into this video, everybody go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you smash the subscribe button. And also hit that notification bell so you can receive a notification every single time we post a video. Welcome to Sport Talk Russ. And today we're going to be talking about Ben Simmons. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody has heard about the situation with Ben Simmons. Ever since in the playoffs, he passed up on the layup to throw the ball because people were saying that he was scared to go to the free throw line, and he's just nervous about playing basketball. Now, I think the truth is somewhere in the middle when it comes down to that. I don't think that he's 100% scared. I just think that, sometimes anxiety and things like that get to players when they're playing basketball. And yeah, the free throw line is something that he's not confident in, I believe, at this point in time. So, that's something that we see over the offseason. We have been seeing him do some workouts and things like that. We saw him working out with Rondo, and he looked pretty good. So hopefully in the upcoming season, we'll be able to see, what changes he made with that. But the big news that we're seeing is, speaking on him not wanting to show up to practice, well, show up to training camp, which is gonna actually start within the next few days, within the next week or so. So, a lot of teams will be coming together and, they'll be starting their training camps and getting prepared for the upcoming season, which, man, it just seems like we just ended the season, which we really did. But we have a brand new season that's coming in mid-October. So, we're getting closer and closer to the NBA season, which is very big. But one thing that we're seeing with Ben Simmons right now is he's saying that he does not want to show up to camp. He does not want to show up to camp. He does not want to play for the Philadelphia 76ers anymore. And I'm going to say that on both parts, there are a lot of problems and there are a lot of faults that's on both sides. First of all, when it comes down to the Philadelphia 76ers, you have to understand that a man right after they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to the Atlanta Hawks, you had Doc Rivers who came out and said something towards Ben Simmons. Even though he supported Ben Simmons throughout the process, but I think in the heat of the moment, he felt some type of way because they just lost, and it was asking him a question, and he was just like, man, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be the point guard of the future. I don't know what's going to happen with that. And that could have been a lot of just emotions at that point in time. And then you also had Joel Embiid, who spoke about the fact that he felt like that play was a big play. And that was the play that really turned it around for them to when they were going to lose. So with those things coming out, of course, you got Daryl Morey, who's now the general manager, and he hasn't really said too much, maybe a few things, but it's been a bad situation as it pertains to the Philadelphia 76ers and Ben Simmons. Now, with Ben Simmons on his part, he has to take into account that you weren't aggressive enough in the playoffs. You didn't do what you needed to do in the playoffs. They just played the game. They just saw you pass up on the shot. So in the heat of the moment, there were things that were going to be said, but I believe that the Philadelphia 76ers have to take it on their chin and just say that this is the case. And of course, a guy would not want to play for a team after you just said that. So there's a lot of accountability that needs to be taken up on both sides. And there's a lot of people that's mad at Rich Paul, but I believe that Rich Paul is doing his job. At the end of the day, he's an agent. He's doing the same thing that other agents were doing before. He's just trying to make sure he gets the best possible situation for his client. He works for his client, so he doesn't have to abide to the rules that the Philadelphia 76ers is trying to put in place. He's just trying to put his client in the best situation to be successful. The one thing that I'm going to say that's going to happen within this situation that may happen in the next CBA that's going to be coming up, I believe, in 2023 or 2024 when they do the collective bargaining agreement. When they do that, I believe that a lot of the owners are going to start talking about the different things. Like the buyout market is going to be a huge thing that's going to be something that's out there. But also players just not wanting to play for a team and holding out and doing different things like that. I think you're going to see a big push for guaranteed contracts being something of the past, and them having clauses within the contracts, if it is guaranteed that if a player does not want to show up, I can see them in the future having a clause where they can just void the whole contract and the player would just be given to the free agency market. So a lot of things is going to change, but right now we have Ben Simmons who's saying that he does not want to show up to training camp, and in some ways I do not blame him, but I believe that he should be professional enough to go into training camp. I mean, when you go into training camp, still you have the mindset that you don't want to be there, but you take care of your business, you play, You show that I'm gonna be a professional within this scenario and in this situation, and whatever happens after that happens. But you don't show up, and I mean, you don't say that you're not gonna show up whatsoever, and then still want people to abide by what you want them to abide by, because the Philadelphia 76ers have the upper hand at this point, because they can say that you have to play this year, and if you sit out a full year, that's going to look bad upon you with other teams. So I think right now, if I'm the Philadelphia 76ers, I'm actually going to push to get Ben Simmons out. Give him what he wants at this point in time. It's not going to help you. It's actually going to hurt you even more if you make him stay longer and longer and longer. I think that you call up Portland. I think you call up the Warriors. I think you call up Washington. I think you call up a lot of these different teams. I think you may call up even a team like Sacramento to get Buddy Hield and De'Aaron Fox. I even made a video about that before, where that was a scenario that I had within there. The Chicago thing, I believe that Chicago is going to want to keep Zach for right now, because they just got Lonzo Ball and they just got DeMar DeRozan, so they want to see exactly how that's going to go. But what I say right now, call up those teams to see what you can get for them. Even if you have to get, CJ McCollum or something like that, you have to get something back. But I think you want to maximize your time with Joel Embiid, who is injury prone, who has a lot of injuries. You want to maximize the time you have with him. You don't want to be wasting any time with the Ben Simmons situation and just allowing that to destroy what you can do with your team, because there's a certain championship window that you're within. Not saying they're going to win a championship, but the opportunity to win a championship is still there. So utilize that in the right way. Get Ben Simmons out of there. Don't make him come to training camp. If you do make him come to training camp, Ben Simmons, go to training camp, be professional, show that you can be professional, and then keep it moving in that regard. So everybody go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you smash the subscribe button, and also hit that notification bell so you can receive a notification every single time we post a video. Down there in the comments, let me know what you think the 76ers need to do. How do you feel about the Ben Simmons situation? And which team do you think that should take a chance on Ben? Which player would you like to see to go to Philly? I actually would like to see Damian Lillard go to Philly, or Bradley Beal, or one of those type of players go to Philly and possibly win a championship with Joel Embiid. So y'all let me know what y'all think. This has been Sports R Us. I appreciate y'all.